gentlemen, your Plum Mustangs. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please stand for a special remembrance. Earlier this week, the Plum High School football family lost a member of our coaching staff with the sudden, unexpected death of assistant coach Lorenzo Freeman. Coach Freeman played his collegiate football at the University of Pittsburgh and then was a fourth-round draft pick by the Green Bay Packers in the 1987 NFL Draft. He also played 4 years for the Pittsburgh Steelers and later with the New York Giants. Lorenzo joined the Plum staff 3 years ago and has had a positive influence on many players. He was a coach, friend, mentor, and father figure to many of our players. His big smile and infectious laugh will be greatly missed by all who knew him. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us today are several members of his family. We have Adrian Freeman, Justin Freeman, Jamie Fair, John Freeman, Carla Freeman, Robin Freeman, Angela Freeman, Leslie Freeman, Lester Freeman, and we have a host of other family members. Would you please join me in a moment of silence to honor and remember Coach Lorenzo Freeman. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you.
Hello.
Gary will.
Good evening, Plum Mustang fans. I'm Will Marzina, and we'd like to welcome you inside the press box at Mustang Stadium. Your Plum Mustangs square off at the Connellsville Falcons in this week's 7 WPIAL Big East Conference matchup. Connellsville comes into this one 0-6, having lost to Baldwin last week. Your Mustangs look to put a win in the win column and get this big win at home. I'm joined at commentary today by B.J. Campbell, D. Poe, and the Mr. Rick Barat. The Plum Mustangs return to football field with a heavy heart, following the passing of beloved assistant coach Lorenzo Freeman. Mr. Freeman played college at Pitt and played 5 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers. On behalf of the entire broadcast booth, we'd like to extend our condolences to Mr. Friedland's family and friends. The Connellsville Falcons are coached by Dave McDonald. Noah Kapirak. He did his best against help the Falcons with the 2 long touchdown runs, but it was not enough against the Baldwin. And the Mustang defense will have to do a lot to shut him down. Your Plum Mustangs are coached by Matt Morgan. Anthony Little looks to put a previous game behind him against Gateway. He returns and will try to return the form against like he did against McKeesport and Armstrong. Corey Thomas has returned to the starting lineup after having seen time in the Mustang game against the Gateway Gators last week, and looks to make a big impact in the week against the Falcons. The Mustangs are hoping to capitalize on a limping Connellsville Falcons, who lost 28-0 against Baldwin last week. Now, Mr. Brott, I know that you weren't there last week against Gateway. So what do you think that the Plum Mustangs is going to have to improve on to get this win today?
Well, good introduction, Will. Glad you prepared well for tonight, and thank you very much. Yes, we were at a tournament last week in Trenton, New Jersey, and we were on our way out, so I missed the Gateway Gators game. I mean, you guys have filled me in a little bit. Obviously, wasn't the best outing from the Mustangs. Lots of mistakes. So, first and foremost, Plum has to limit turnovers. That would be the first key. They're playing a Connellsville Falcons team, as you mentioned it. They're winless this year. Latrobe is winless also. Connellsville has a big game next week against Armstrong, and we know all about Armstrong and Zane Dudick. So he's looking to just add to his total. He's up over 2,000 yards already in 6 games. So, you know, they have their last 2 at home. So Connellsville, you know, they had to make the long trip out here. They're looking to get through this game. Plum, they have to limit turnovers. Or obviously, as you can see, they're kicking off first. So that's the first key. The second key, they cannot give up any early points. So BJ, I don't know if you have anything to add, but go ahead.
No, I completely agree with you, Mr. Broad. I think that what Will said, Corey Thomas will be a big factor in this game. And just the Mustangs just have to basically perform to win this game.
No, I agree. I agree 100% as we see Jackson Gilday guys getting ready to kick off. And, you know, Plum is obviously playing with a heavy heart with tonight with Coach Freeman. So it has to be real tough. And we'll find out from the players on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, when we see him Monday, how hard was it to switch gears and go from morning a coach to a Friday night football game. It's the opening kickoff there. We'll call out some numbers. Flag comes in late, guys, at the 30-yard line. That was number 21 returning the ball here for the Connellsville Falcons. And go ahead, Will. You have
Noah Karpiak.
Yeah, I don't know how you say that. It looked like plaque, but I see it's Piak. It could be Karpiak. You know, I'm sure we'll mispronounce that, unfortunately, a bunch tonight. What's that, D?
I think they'll forgive us.
Yeah, I think so, too. So we have a holding call right off the bat against the Falcons, so they'll move the ball back from the 30 to the 20. So average starting, okay field position here for the Falcons. So we'll see what happens here as they come out. You see, I believe that's number 10 under center. That is Dylan, again, I don't know. We were looking at these names earlier. Bubarth. Quick screen there out to 28. And I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the hesitation in the numbers. And that was Lucas White. This is the first roster we've ever received that's not in numerical order.
Yeah.
So we have to hunt down the numbers.
I don't know if it was just me, BJ, but last week, I know you weren't there, but it was shocking to see a JV running back as Marcus Thomas scored the only Plum Mustang touchdown last week. I think that was pretty cool to see him score his first varsity touchdown.
Well, big stop there by our senior Keyshawn Smith as he points up to the sky. Keyshawn, television production student. We talked to Keyshawn today a little bit, looking real forward to tonight's game. Is next week is his last game here as a Plum Mustang. So great stop there by Keyshawn. And the Falcons here looking at, but the scoreboard says 3rd and 4. It's almost 5, guys, I think.
Yeah.
So in Connellsville, you can see goes out to, if Deed zooms out a little bit, 4 wide receivers here, and they're going to run it.
Pitch to number 21, Noah Karpiak.
Karpiak. Let's just go with Karpiak. BJ, you might have to write that down phonetically. Karpiak. So we know, so we know how to say it. We don't want to mispronounce his name all night. So.
Yeah. As I saw, like during the beginning of the game, the first down that they got, I saw that Anthony Little was playing some defense. That's kind of I've never seen him play defense. I've only seen him play quarterback for the Mustangs. Ooh, tackle behind the line. I think that's Carson Ewing. It's going to be a loss of, I want to say, 14? No, that's a loss of 4.
Yeah, 4, not 4.
It's second and 14.
That would be huge.
Second and 14, my bad.
Yeah, Little's playing cornerback. Short side of, no, far side of the field.
Quarterback's going to keep it. That looks like intentional. Nope, it's not intentional grounding. It's just an incomplete pass.
That was like a weird play there. It was like a read option with a pass play on the other side of it.
Yeah. It's like he knew that he was going to lose yards, so he just threw it away.
So we have 3rd and 14 again. Running clock just joining us. Actually, clock stopped there. It's 9:47 left to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 14 for the Falcons. 0-0 tie early on here.
Hand off to Karpiak. Brought down by number 7.
It's Hunter Fields.
Hunter Fields.
Yes, and what a gutsy play call there to run just a basic handoff, but obviously they must have seen something on film. So good for head coach Tim Karpiak. So as we say that name over and over, we'll be saying that obviously throughout the night tonight. His son Noah Karpiak. I'm sorry, Coach Dave McDonald. It says here though his head coach is Tim Karpiak. God. So my apologies. So anyhow, regardless, Noah Karpiak running the ball, another time here. He's a sophomore.
Yep.
So we're going to be seeing him next year, and probably the year after if we're still in the in Connellsville section. So. Plum has to come up with an answer here to slow down the run. It's 2nd and 1 with 8:40 left to go here in the first quarter. Karpiak dots the I. That's a first down there. That was number 28 for the Falcons.
Lucas White.
Thanks, BJ. That's Lucas White for a short gain, but that's enough for first Falcons first down, though. And I think this is what kind of Plum wanted to do, guys. And we seen him do this against Armstrong, control the ball and get a touchdown, only to give up the points back. Connellsville has to be pleased here with their opening drive, taking up right now almost 4 minutes if they've crossed over into Mustang territory. Karpiak in the back here of a pistol formation.
That almost looked like a bad snap there, Mr. Broad.
Yeah, it did look like I think he wanted to hand the ball off, but it was such a bad snap he wasn't able to do it. And that's Dave Kavortek on the tackle. He's a senior, one of the few seniors we have this year, getting his nose into play there. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 12 for the Mustangs. Running clock again as we're approaching 7:30 left to go in the first quarter. Interesting play call. We've only seen Connellsville throw some short passes. We'll see if they stick with the run as they go now to 3 wide receivers with Karpiak in the back in the pistol. It's a fumble.
He's going to be tackled by number 95, Carson Ewing. And Karpiak's going to get that ball on the fumble. It's almost at the 50-yard line there.
Yeah, and they have to go to the 31 here, Will. So it's obviously going to be 3rd and at least 18, if not 19. So interesting. We'll see how Connellsville's coach calls this play here. If he goes with a run, try to pick up some yards, or will he open it up and pass here?
And this quarterback's a sophomore, so having a sophomore and a sophomore is a
yes.
Karpiak. Yeah, there's 2 sophomores in the backfield.
Play action. That's a good play there, thrown off to White, 28 for a short gain. But it's interesting you said that about a couple sophomores. When I talked to the coaches beforehand, they said that Connellsville's almost a mirror of Plum. Very few seniors, a lot of young, a lot of freshmen and sophomores playing. So, you know, they're going to be a sight to behold hopefully next year.
Nick Coxon in the back to take the punt. It's going to be a low punt. Nick Coxon's going to take it around the 13-yard line. He's going to get out of bounds around the, I want to say the 20.
Yeah, he's around the, about the 23 it looks like, guys. So it'll be 1st and 10 Mustangs as Anthony Little comes out under center, and we'll see what happens here.
Looks to me like Plum's most important part on defense is to put them in 3rd and long, 2nd and long situations so that they make Connellsville pass the ball.
I think that was a key for this game. They didn't really get to the quarterback last week, and I think that's what Coach Morgan told them, that they have to get to the quarterback, and it seemed like that's what they did in this first drive. They really got to
reverse, guys. Corey has the ball. He's going to throw it up deep.
Oh, just right through the hands of R.J. Hart.
R.J. wide open. Well, single coverage, and you know, it was something I was talking with Anthony's dad, Officer Little, today, and he said, you know, what his son told him was Connellsville will play a lot of 3 deep and 0 deep, which means man-to-man coverage. So, boy, if you're going to leave R.J. Hart single coverage, I would have think more times than not he's going to be able to beat you. I mean, he beat McKee Sports coverage. He's beaten coverage all year, Trafford, McKee Sports. So, oh, there goes Coxon right up the middle, guys.
And he's going to be gone. 30, 20, 10, touchdown.
67-yard run.
Yeah, no, actually 77. So 77-yard run by Nick Coxon, and the Mustangs jump out here to a 6-0 lead with 6:15 left. And you can't underestimate Nick Coxon here, who has been and missed the first games of the year with an injury, got hurt in that Armstrong game, and we talked about that. That kind of tilted it a little bit when he went down with an injury. Plum couldn't sustain a lot of drives after that. So Nick with the long touchdown run, and here comes Jackson Gilday with his safety lime green shoes to try the extra point here.
Kick is up, and it is good.
It is good.
So it seems like the running game has been really effective so far, it seems like.
For both teams, obviously.
It'll be interesting because Plum will have 2 guys on the offense that can both throw the ball with Corey and Anthony. So it'll be interesting what kind of plays they draw up.
And 2 guys that will run the ball too, Corey and Nick Coxon. Corey essentially a running back, changed into a quarterback, and now is a wide receiver after he went out in the, I think it was the McKeesport game when he played and he twisted his ankle, he said. So it's 7-0 Mustangs, 6:15 left in the first quarter. You think they'll come out throwing this time, BJ?
No, I don't. I think Connellsville will rely on the run.
Yeah. Seeing how it has worked so far.
Jackson Godet lining up for kickoff here.
Okay, Jackson Gilday, guys, getting ready for a kickoff. As we're just joined now by Dylan. Diego's making his triumphant return to the broadcast, coming back from, unfortunately, the boys soccer team lost a heartbreaker today to Alderdice 3-2.
Gonna find a hole. He's gonna make it to around the
37.
yeah, 30.
Or the 32, BJ, one or the other. Since you're struggling with the yardage tonight, but that's okay though. It's junior night here on the broadcast.
Minus D.
Minus D and Dylan, but it's on the broadcast end. So this is our first go around with the juniors. So as you guys will be running the show next year. So
Yeah, I can definitely see you over there, Mr. Brott, texting texting Cam saying, "Where are you?"
Yeah. Yeah, Cam hopefully will be in Charlotte at the University of studying communications. That's a new runner there, guys. That's number 20.
Oh, that's Aaron Nicholson.
Aaron Nicholson. He's a senior, so he's an upperclassman. He gets his first carry tonight, guys, as we're at the 5:30 mark left to go here in the first quarter. Just joining us, Nick Coxon with a 77-yard run for a touchdown for the Mustangs on their second offensive play. And now the Falcons have the ball back, 2nd and 8. Oh, good fake.
Tackled by number 15 on the Plum Mustangs, David Kavortek.
A good fake there by Bubarth. Good fake. Put that ball right back in and
really fooled the Mustangs.
Yeah, he picked up, though. He only picked up about 3 or 4. So it will be 3rd and 5, for the Connellsville Falcons, as we're under 5 to go here in the first quarter. And honestly, guys, I don't know if he's going to pass.
Yeah.
I think I would be shocked if this is a pass.
We saw him throw one pass, a screen play, and another screen. It's going to be through the hands of number 20, Aaron Nicholson. So yeah, we only saw him throw. That's a second throwing play, wasn't it?
2nd or 3rd, Will. And we have number 56. We saw him punt before, and of course I'm struggling to find his number right now.
Yeah.
Brock Basinger.
Oh, he's there at the top. Yeah, Brock Basinger.
That's a higher kick.
It's a good kick. Uh-oh, fumble.
Kevin Brown.
Kevin
back there this
Brown.
time.
He's going to go around. He's going to find a hole.
Oh, he just broke a tackle.
50.
Basinger was the last one that could possibly catch him, and he's not going to catch
20,
Kevin Brown as
10.
he glides into the end zone
Touchdown.
for a Mustang touchdown. And ladies and gentlemen, we Mustangs with a total of 3 plays, 13 points with 4:23 left to go here in the first quarter. Mustangs up 13-0.
Yeah, as you said, Mr. Brott, he did break a couple tackles there. It seemed like 3 or 4 tackles he had to break to get through that hole.
Do you guys think that the Mustangs have more to play for?
Oh, there's no doubt, D. They're playing with heavy hearts tonight. So, Coach Freeman definitely has a big smile on his face watching this one.
Because they just look so much better than in previous games.
The extra point is good.
And honestly, that's a good thing. That should be a good feeling for them.
Oh, absolutely.
As you see that some of the Mustang players, every time there's a big play, they point up to the sky.
And guys, I think we're going to see that not only this week, I think also next week in the last game against the Fox Chapel Foxes.
this guy, and that makes me feel so good that they still, after he's passed, they still remember him like so deeply.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So the Mustangs jump out to 14-0 lead, and Will, this has to be the direct opposite of what you witnessed last week. And I wasn't jealous of you guys as we were driving out to Trenton, New Jersey. Mr. Lavares texted me maybe minutes to go in the second quarter, about 5 to 8, and he was like, "It is 35-0, and we are drenched."
Yep, it was really bad. We were outside on a balcony, and we were just had 2 umbrellas and 4 people standing out on the balcony.
You guys were, just to let our viewership know, we were at Gateway last week, and Gateway's beautiful press box, but there's nowhere for us to film inside, so we were outside, no roof, in the elements. It's nice that there's a spot for us to film, but you're out in the elements.
Yeah, it has 2-story.
It's a beautiful press box.
So nice.
And there goes the kick return there again. That was number 21. That's Noah. How do you say his last name?
Karpiak.
Karpiak, excuse me, Karpiak. And another solid return for the Falcons. And besides their holding call, they've had pretty good starting field position, guys. It's been above the 30, except for the opening drive that was kicked back to the 20 because of the holding call. So Connellsville started off tonight with solid field position. They just haven't been able to capitalize.
Hand off to Karpiak, and he's going to be, yep, that's a loss of yardage. At least 2 yards lost right there.
And if Connellsville's not going, guys, if they're not going to put that ball in the air at all, they are obviously going to be really one-dimensional. And when you're one-dimensional in any type of football game, it's difficult to win.
I know I was talking to Dylan Tomko, and he was watching film in your class one day when we were having a study hall, and he said that they're very predictable, and when you're playing football, it's kind of not good to be predictable.
Yeah, if you're predictable in anything, it's not too good. So it's an incomplete pass there by the Falcons, so we'll be third. And boy, we've seen this up on the scoreboard in the last couple drives. But I think every drive by the Falcons, it is 3rd and long. Scoreboard says 14, but it's we're going to call it 12. They're at the 31-yard line. They have to go to the 43, so that is 3rd and 12 for the Mustangs.
I mean, this could be a good thing for the Mustangs because it's putting pressure on the Falcons and making them think ahead more than just thinking at one play at a time.
Sure.
Passing play. Did he catch that?
No, that definitely hit the turf, and I think the ref was all over that guy. So that's an incomplete pass at the 3:29 mark of the first quarter. So
another 4 and out.
Another 3 and out.
Oh, 3 and out.
You guys okay? I know it's junior night here on the broadcast, but
it's very.
Yes, 3 and out here for the Falcons, and once again we're going to have Brock Basinger kick, and that's going to go to Kevin Brown, and he outkicked the coverage again, and they're going to give Kevin Brown some room to run, guys, as he cuts up the middle here.
He's going to get to about the
49, I think. Yeah, you're right, Will. 49 to the Falcons. So Plum will start off the drive here, and I really don't know if we're going to see Anthony Little throw the ball a lot here. I think Coach Morgan's going to run it to Coxon here 1 or 2 times to see what we can get on the run game.
I mean, the Mustangs are finding great holes in the defense of the Falcons. They're much better. It looks like a completely different team.
No, it does. There's no doubt. The 4 wide receivers for the Mustangs. As Little is going to pass. So Kevin Brown, and he cuts into the middle, right into a tackle there. That was their quarterback, number 10, Dylan Bubarth, on the tackles. He plays obviously both ways. The Mustangs go to a hurry-up offense here as Anthony Little was looking down at the plays, getting it now from Kyle Simmons, looks down at his wristband. Oh, we got a penalty here, guys. I didn't see any flags on the play, but obviously there was one.
Oh, it's on the 50. It's very hard to see in that 50.
Yes. So it's a penalty on the Mustangs, so that play will come back, and that will move the ball back to the Mustang 46-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 15.
We just reached the 3-minute mark here in this first quarter. Mustangs are leading 14-0.
Little screenplay to Kevin
Kevin
Brown.
Brown, as he cuts into the would-be tacklers, gets at least back to the original line, maybe another yard to the 48 of the Connellsville Falcons. We'll give them the 48, guys. It will be 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs as they go back to that hurry up.
Kevin Brown on that play looked like Le'Veon Bell to me. He waited for that hole to open
Waiting
up.
for the hole and then darted through.
Yep.
See Nick Coxon split out here to wide right with R.J. Hart.
Little's going to throw to Corey. Oh. Just out of the reach of Corey Thomas's hands.
Corey Thomas was open, guys, going down, streaking down the middle of the field. Anthony Little just a nudge overthrew him.
And I think that was a smart call on Coach Morgan's part. Wide open, just a little too much on it.
No doubt, just a little too much, D. So, fortunately for the Mustangs, clock stops. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. So you know this will be some sort of pass.
Hey, you never know. Connellsville got a first down
Yeah,
with the run.
they did. They had a 3rd and 14.
Gonna throw it to Corey Thomas again, and he's caught at the 20-10. Touchdown, Corey Thomas. That was a beautiful pass by Anthony Little right there. Beautiful pass.
Good play there, good pitch and catch there by Little to Thomas, and the Mustangs put up their 20th point of the game at the 2-minute mark in the first quarter, and Jackson Gilday comes on for an extra point. And so right off the bat, and it can't get any better for the Mustangs, they're about to have a 3-touchdown lead.
I don't think you could have done it any better. I don't think anyone could have done that any better. Hunter Fields, the holder. Kick is up, and it is good. So now it's 21-0, your Plum Mustangs. With
That sounds nice to say right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, we haven't said that all year, guys. And it's 7 consecutive losses for the Mustangs, with last year's loss in the playoffs to the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. So, sure enough, Plum might get off the snide here, get a win, which would be really nice going to senior night hopefully next week against the Latrobe Wildcats. And then they finish off their schedule for the year as we play at the Fox Chapel Foxes the following week.
And
But-
Mr. Brown, how many seniors will we be honoring?
8. Well, there'll be band members, D, cheerleaders, color guard, but 8 football players.
And I know most of the cheerleaders are seniors anyway, so
Sure.
that's gonna be a long time. That's gonna be taking.
Am I
a
right,
long
BJ?
time.
Yes,
8.
Of course, BJ.
No, I'm glad you count. No, you should count. I mean, that's good. I didn't know if there's any injuries, or I knew it was 8 at the start of the season.
I've done math wrong plenty of times today, so.
And hopefully we'll get Dante Bernardi back on the field next week for his last game as a
Yeah.
Plum Mustang.
It's going to be like a squib kick almost. He's going to find a hole. He's going to get round the... Oh, looks like there's a flag on the play.
And that's Karpiak getting up to like the 37 again, guys,
Yep.
which we've seen Connellsville all game. And we have looks like a penalty. You're right on top of that,
I think
Will.
that's going to be on Connellsville.
Holding.
Yep. Like you said, Mr. Broad, they always have good field position, it seems like, when they get their kickoff. But that one penalty against them for holding, it's coming back to haunt them, it seems like.
Yes, and that's their second penalty on a kick. And they would have started all 4 of their drives at least at the 30, if not more. Now they're back down to the 20. So that Connellsville guys obviously has their work cut out for them. They're going to need to throw the ball here. You're not going to be able to win games with just running the ball. So we'd like to see if, you know, the coaching staff calls anything for Dylan Boobarth that maybe air it out a little bit. If not, this is going to be a long game, and we haven't talked about this, guys, in well over a year. Plum up 21-0, and you guys saw it last week. You know, 35-point lead automatically starts the mercy roll at the beginning of the second half. So a little too early to talk about that, but you know, and there's a run by Connellsville that seemed to gain maybe lost a yard at least.
There was a flag on the play before that. There was a false start on Connellsville that pushed them back to the 15.
Yes, and now I believe they're on the 14, Will. So it's going to be 2nd and 16. Scoreboard says 15. We will call 16.
There it is. They changed it. 2nd and 16.
Pitch here to Karpiak. And he is just nowhere to go, as that was
Nick Coxon on the hit.
Nick Coxon with a big hit there, as a loss of another 2 or 3. So that takes the ball down to the Falcon 11.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Will. Sure enough, it is going to be 3rd and 19 for the Falcons.
Yeah, and there's not that many plays in the playbook for a 3rd and 19 play.
No, and you wonder maybe he'll try to air it out deep, you know, make it maybe like a punt if it's intercepted, but he's running out of the pistol.
Just trying to escape, and Corey Thomas is right there.
And that was number 1, guys. That was a different quarterback in. That was senior Dylan Harshman taking the snap. It looked like he was going to try to throw the ball deep, but their pocket collapsed so quick. So we have here Brock Basinger again, punting this time in his own end zone. And boy, this does not look good for Connellsville here. Kevin Brown ready to receive on the Falcons' 42-yard line.
I mean, with the way that the Mustangs defense is playing right now, Connellsville is going to have to think of something more than just running to possibly get more points on the board. Because, like you said, the mercy roll.
Sure, and that's the end. Sorry to cut you off, D. That's the end of the first quarter with the Mustangs 21, the Connellsville Falcons 0. So, guys, obviously a real good first quarter. Couldn't happen anything better for the Plum Mustangs, as they seem to have dominated this first quarter, and they're going to get the ball unless something bad happens. They're going to get the ball in terrific field positions, ready to punch in at maybe another score and go up by 4 touchdowns. Coach Freeman definitely looking upon this Mustang game with a big smile on his face at Plum now with a 21-0 lead, getting the ball back. Be interesting if Matt Morgan calls for a return here, or if he kind of puts the pressure on and tries for the block, guys, with Connellsville starting off here. The ball on the 6-yard line. Still plenty of room for the punter to punt, but all 10 Mustangs minus Kevin Brown on the line. There's no one, not even an up back person. Oh, and they did go for the block.
It's going to be taken by RJ.
Oh, good move. That's RJ
Another
Hart.
cut.
Is that RJ?
Yep.
No, it is.
No, it's Kevin.
No, that's Kevin.
No, that's Kevin, yeah.
He's going to be down at about the 10-yard line. That was another nice run by Kevin.
So Kevin Brown takes the Mustangs to the 10-yard line.
Like you said, Mr. Broad, this is tremendous field position right here.
Yeah, nothing bad happened. And now joining us on the headset, Diego Fantone.
Oh, hey guys.
I know that you were with us last week, Diego. Last week you saw miscommunication between the snapper and the, as he's going to throw it up for RJ, and that's going to be a Mustang touchdown. A beautifully thrown ball.
He calls it, he said he's out of bounds.
It didn't seem like he was out of bounds.
Wow, don't you guys wish they had instant replay on that one?
Yeah, that one was he was definitely in.
Yeah.
You can see him slide across the purple. But yeah, you saw that last week when there was some miscommunication between the snapper and the quarterback. Seems like they got a new snapper, number 53, Jake George, in now.
Oh, I did not notice they changed their center out.
Yeah, neither did I, but then I saw the 53. It didn't look like Pat Goodwin's number. See if they get it the same play. They got the same formation. Oh, nope. Handoff to number 33, Dakota Sunday. He's gonna keep going, and oh.
Sunday on the carry.
He's gonna be stopped around the 9-yard line.
Seemed like there's a little bit of an extra play there after the whistle.
Led by White.
So your Mustangs threatening here again to score, as the score is 21-0, with just a little bit over 11 minutes here left in the second quarter. And it looks like the Mustangs will take a timeout here.
Getting sacked with unpredictable energy costs. Don't wait for the next spike in energy rates.
Back to what you were saying, Will, about them changing out the centers. I did notice there was a big difference. Oh, not big difference, but a big miscommunication last week between Pat Goodwin and the quarterback, Anthony Little.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, Anthony Little. And I would blame that mainly on the weather.
Yeah.
Because the ball is so hard to grip in that rain. But apparently they are having success with the new center, Jake George. So I figured they keep it the same way.
Do you think that it was just like, I noticed that you said it was just the weather, but do you think it also had to do because he was Pat Goodwin's a senior and Anthony Little's a freshman?
I don't really think like class has to do anything with it. It's just more like respect on the field.
Yeah.
Just like in any sport. More respect, the more like you guys are going to communicate and stuff like that.
Anthony's going to throw this one to RJ Hart. And that's another Plum Mustang touchdown. So now it's 27-0.
No, well, if this score keeps growing, it's just nice to hear you say it every time.
Yeah.
We haven't heard much of that lately.
And Jackson Godet will come out to kick the extra point.
Jackson Godet with the kick, and that's through the uprights. So now as Deep hands over, it's 28-0 your Plum Mustangs with 10:50 left to play. So as we saw last week, Diego, the mercy rule was in effect for Gateway. It'd be good to see the mercy rule in effect for the Plum Mustangs today.
Yeah, they would think they would have to get one more score to make that in effect, or two. The mercy rule does get infected by 35 points.
The Mustangs being able to do whatever they want here, the run or the pass. As they put up 28 points in the first half, and they can still put up more.
As Mr. Broad said last drive, I think that Connellsville is just going to have to come out and start throwing the ball. I mean, we saw them run the ball at the beginning, and that was working, but now it's 28-0. I'm pretty sure they're going to have to throw the ball a lot more than they would like to.
even the couple pass plays that they had, they were just short little screen passes.
Yeah.
They were safe passes that really weren't big yardage plays unless their runners were able to do something with it.
Do you guys think that Anthony Little has gotten more comfortable with his throwing since you've seen him in the first game he played?
Oh, yeah. Just seeing how he's been throwing so far to R.J. Hart and Kevin Brown, he's been using all of his receivers, it seems like. And he's going to be brought down by number 25, Marcus Thomas.
Right around the 24-yard line.
So, yeah, I think he is getting more confident with his what weapons he has, it seems like. He has been using all different kinds of wide receivers. He's been using Corey Thomas, Kevin Brown, and R.J. Hart. It's just been all over the field. And they had some running plays, too. Like, the first touch that they got was Nick Coxon with that huge running gain right there.
Another run by Karpiak there.
As Mr. Brott said last drive, there is a new quarterback in, number 1, Dylan Harshman. Yeah, Harshman.
Brings up a 2nd down and 7.
Short gain for about 3 yards there.
Don't get me mistaken, but did you say Kevin Hart earlier?
Yeah, it was.
All right.
I was thinking about something else. Sorry.
Thinking about the new movie coming out.
Yeah, dude. Can't wait to watch it.
Looks really funny.
Number 26 on the pass, on the catch.
With
Connor, Gavin Connor. Man.
And really, it just looked like Connellsville was confused on that play. It looked to be a screen pass, but there was nobody there to block for him.
Bringing up a 3rd down and 7 for Connellsville.
So it will remain 3rd and 7 for Connellsville on their own 27-yard line.
Could this be another 3 and out from the Mustang defense? It's going to pitch to
A run play.
Oh, big loss of yards right there. That's going to be at least 9 yards. It seems
Down
like
about the 15-yard line. Looks like even more than 9.
9
to
or
16.
10. Yeah. So, yeah, the Plum Mustang defense, it seems like to me, Dylan, that this defense has really improved from last week with the running game and passing game, too.
I haven't seen Connellsville pass the ball very much.
Oh, missed kick right there, and that's going to roll out of bounds around the, I want to say,
32.
yeah, 32-yard line.
Was it a missed kick, or was he just trying to keep the ball away from Kevin since he's returned? Well, he's returned 1 and almost returned 2.
Yeah.
But if that is on purpose, I have to admit that was a pretty bad kick.
I mean, I hate to say it, but that was only a 16-yard punt, so I do not think that was on purpose.
Yeah.
If you do think about it, the linesman over there did not have to move at all.
So Little
Back in the
in the
shotgun and the pistol.
He's going to hand off to Nick Coxon. Nick Coxon's going to find a hole. He's going to be taken down at the 35-yard line. No, I mean 25-yard line. So yeah, Nick Coxon coming back from last year with an ACL injury. And this year during the Armstrong game, he did have that concussion protocol, which did affect the Mustangs in that game, which I thought that they could have won if he would have stayed in, or would have been a lot closer, in my opinion.
It really did, because Kevin Brown had to move to running back, which gave them one less weapon on offense.
Yeah. And Corey's going to run outside now. And he's going to get about to the 25.
Looks like he lost about a yard.
Yeah. I mean, that just shows that they have how many weapons on offense. I mean, they have Nick Coxon and Corey Thomas in the backfield. And Corey Thomas can also play wide receiver, too.
He can also be a quarterback.
Yeah. So this Mustang offense is something to look out for in the upcoming years. I mean, the only weapon that I see that they lose is 2 weapons that they lose is Kevin Kevin Brown and Nick Coxon. Nick Coxon's going to find a hole. He's going to get out to the 19-yard line, I think. Yep, 19-yard line. It's going to be a Plum Mustang first down.
A nice strong 6-yard run on 3rd and 3. Giving the Mustangs a first down.
The good thing is for Anthony Little is that he has 3 more years to improve, where he can be starting for the next 3 years if he keeps pushing himself over the summer and has to do whatever he needs to do. Hand off to Coxon.
Coxon's going to get around to the 15-yard line.
Brought down by Basinger and Cook.
Very
That's
efficient.
just
Often.
passing
ahead,
the
Will.
650-yard line. Sorry, BJ. The 650-minute mark. What were you going to say, BJ, before I rudely interrupted you?
I was just going to say how effective the Mustangs offense looks. They've
Yeah.
had strong plays for over 50 yards plus, and they've also had these strong runs that give them about 4 or 5 yards. And end around to Kevin Brown.
Touchdown, Mustangs.
Touchdown, Mustangs.
That's phenomenal blocking by the offensive line right there. That's going to bring it to 34-0 as the 6:20-minute mark comes around.
I'm going to keep saying it, Will. Sounds nice every time you say it.
Yeah.
If Jackson makes his field goal, I think the mercy rule will be in effect with only 6:20 remaining in the half.
Yes, they might have another scoring chance, too.
That sounds great, too.
Yeah. It's going to be kick is up and good. So now 35-0 your Plum Mustangs. 6:20 left to play.
I believe this is the biggest lead we've had all year. Am I right?
That sounds
Yeah.
about right.
Channel 30 on Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon and 7 p.m. Also, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. Lastly, the game
I mean, guys, this is a really good confidence booster for the Plum Mustangs, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. I feel like this is really going to get their confidence going. I mean, their game next week is going to be pretty much the same. I feel like the same competitive competition almost, but a little bit tougher. I mean, the next team I know has a lot of seniors, so a lot of a lot more experience. They feel like as Jackson Goday gets ready to kick off.
Although Connellsville offense really hasn't been doing anything in this game. Their special teams kickoff and kickoff return in particular has been pretty efficient. But other than that, really the Mustangs have just controlled the game the entire way.
That's a good thing to hear.
Yeah, it is. So Jackson will put the ball down on the tee and set up for the kickoff. And this time they decide to keep it away from Karpiak.
He's going to be tackled around the 25-yard line. So yeah, BJ, like you said, they have had good field position on their starting the drive. Maybe that's why they try to keep it away from Karpiak so they don't get a good field position.
Worked that time.
Yeah.
And even with their good field position to start it off, they really have not been able to do anything on offense.
Yeah, it's either penalties or just the Plum Mustangs getting behind the offensive line.
And I think the defense is being very efficient with their.
Oh, that's going to be on the ground. Going to be pounced on by number 26 of the Connellsville Falcons. That's going to be Gavin Connor.
Like we said, this isn't in numeric order, so it's very difficult to find the names.
Yeah.
Hey, you're getting there. Proud of you guys.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, like Mr. Broad said, this is me, BJ's first game without Cam or Dylan with us, or Nolan or anyone
Basically,
else.
any of the seniors.
Yeah,
that
any of the
do
seniors.
play-by-play.
So you'll be hearing a lot of us next year, it seems like.
And you get to bounce around the new juniors that will be coming up.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. Just see how much fun you're having doing this too. So now it's 5:25 left in this first half. 35-0, your Plum Mustangs. Like we said before, the mercy rule will be in effect at the second half.
So if Connellsville doesn't score, then it's done.
Yes. So BJ, in the second half, do you think they'll start putting in players that usually don't get that much playing time on varsity? Like, do you think they'll start putting in like the second strings, as he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of, I want to say 5 or 6?
I can't see the number. I
Yeah.
wanted to give somebody credit, but
I think that was Carson Ewing on the sack.
I don't know, guys. The announcer just said it was Hunter Obel, but
Hunter Obel. Then
there was too many bodies in that
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
file. We couldn't even tell up
at
here.
least they weren't last week when it was white on white. So they're going to punt it away.
see, now that's what I
From
think they were trying
Kevin
to do
Brown.
last time.
Yeah. So they're just going to punt away from Kevin Brown, see how much a threat he is. So like I said, do you think they're going to start putting in the second string players or some people that don't really get that much playing time?
Yeah, I think in the second half they'll sort of just see what everybody else can do, because these starters have been playing for mostly the whole season,
Yeah.
except for, like you said, last week. A couple
When-
guys got in.
Yeah. When they, and next week's senior night, so maybe they'll start taking out their seniors, getting them, keep them healthy for senior night, maybe.
I mean, I think that would be a smart decision on Coach Morgan's part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially because you don't want any injuries in the second half, especially if you have a lead like the Mustangs do right now. And Anthony Little will
He's
look
gonna
to
throw it out. Oh! Just overthrows RJ Hart. So yeah, it doesn't seem like Coach Morgan's afraid to throw the ball. Usually, like Mr. Broad said, that they would just run it now that they have this big lead, but it seems like they're just going to keep throwing the ball.
I mean, I think what they're thinking is keep the
Keep the foot on the gas pedal almost.
exactly.
And plus, like we said before, Anthony Little is a freshman, so it's nice to see him gain a little bit more confidence, and that's probably what they're looking to do in this game, especially with the score being 35-0.
Yeah. And for that chemistry between RJ Hart and him.
And hand off to Nick Coxon for probably about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah.
So that will set up on Mustangs 3rd and about 6 on their almost 45-yard line with 4:05 left in the second quarter.
I mean, what the Mustangs offense is doing is spectacular. They're just utilizing everybody in almost every single position. I mean, like you said, they're very versatile. They can have 1 or 2 people play 3 different positions, and you can go to that if somebody gets injured.
Yeah, this is a athletic team that we're looking at here.
And the
Timeout.
Mustangs will take their second time out of the half. So with 3:41 left here in the first half, your Mustangs lead at 35-0. I know we've been talking about it the whole game, Will, but how do you feel the Mustangs have been performing today, and what do you think their best thing of the entire game has been so far?
I feel cold, really cold. No, but seriously, it's a good feeling. I mean, announcing this whole year, it seems like you've been seeing them go through some droughts lately, and it's really shown a lot what they can do this game. It's really fun to watch them play. I mean, just to see Anthony Little throw it out like he has been, it's really fun to watch. And I know that the fans here are really happy about it too. The student section keeps getting bigger and bigger, it seems like, per week. I'm pretty sure next week's going to be huge. So,
Yeah, I think it's going to be the biggest student section we'll ever have, probably, because of how many seniors the football team has.
and how much they affected this team this year.
Yeah, I think it's just out of respect. Everybody just shows up just to support.
So on a 3rd and 6, Anthony Little looking to throw, and just over a defensive back and completed to number 3, RJ Hart.
That was almost an interception.
Yeah, it was. Just barely got over the defensive back's hands right there. So a beautiful little touch pass there by Anthony Little.
And he was getting pressured by a defensive player, but way to pick him up by number 33, Dakota Sunday. He just picked up one of the, he picked up a block. It looks like there's a penalty on the play. On the Mustangs.
Didn't even see it.
Yeah, I didn't see a flag. That's going to push them back to their own 30-yard line, so it's going to be third and about a lot.
Looks like about 20.
21, 20.
So again, Anthony Little in the shotgun. It seems like that's what the Mustangs like to do here in the first half.
Yep. Anthony Little drops back to Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown's going to have some room. He's going to get to about the 45-yard line. So that's going to be 4th and 5. Yeah, 4th and 5.
And it looks, this is the first time Connellsville, I think, has put a stop to this Mustangs offense the entire first half.
Looks like there's an injured Mustang on the field. That's going to be number 75, Aaron Scheffler. Looks like it's his left leg. Seems like he's grabbing at his left leg as the trainer and Coach Morgan walk out.
A lot of injuries this year,
Yeah.
I've noticed. I mean, wasn't there one of their first-string quarterbacks injured, like the first scrimmage at Kiski?
Yes, Ryan Worlds. Yeah, they had a big expectation for him this season.
And what stinks the most is that he just came back from an injury, then he got re-injured, he can't play senior year. And personally, as a senior, that hurts.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know you play softball. It's just the same thing. Like, if you get injured during your senior softball year, in preseason when you don't even get to play one game.
was it like the first, like one of the first snaps he's ever he's received?
I think, yes. Mr. Brought was there. We'll have to ask him when he gets back on the mic.
After he's done eating his
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
And
And,
he's
Aaron
taunting
Scheffler-
us with it.
Yeah, Aaron Scheffler's going to wobble off the field.
And I just wanted to point out, Aaron Scheffler is already battling an injury on his left thumb, so this is,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not feeling too great after this.
I mean, Aaron is a fighter, so I think he'll be okay. But
Yeah.
you never know with injuries.
Maybe just like pulled something. He'll be back,
mean,
I bet.
It is a little
This is
chilly out here, so
interesting formation. Nick Coxon is back to punt right now as
Yeah.
Jackson is lined up on the far side of the field.
Yeah, we saw this.
interesting
We saw this 2 weeks ago when they were here last time. They said that they want to give Jackson Gilday's speed out there to get to the receiver quickly. And you're gonna touch it around the
23-yard line.
Yeah, 24, 23-yard line. So what a game so far, guys. 2:51 left. 35-0. Your Plum Mustangs are leading the Connellsville Falcons.
I mean, I don't think at all this year we've led
Yeah.
a game 35-0, or any score to nothing.
No, but I mean, maybe at the beginning of a game, but this definitely feels nice to say as the Mustangs, like I've said before, are leading 35-0.
Yeah. Hopefully they keep this up.
I mean, what you always worry about when you get
Oh,
And they try to
Big
pass it,
hit,
it's
and
tipped,
Nick Coxon.
intercepts it.
big hit. Oh, looked like there's extracurricular activity by Keyshawn Smith and the quarterback number 10.
well, with a game like this,
Dylan
Dylan
Bubarth.
Bubarth. Dylan Bubarth throws an interception to Nick Coxon.
What a
That was-
beautiful play by not only Nick Coxon, but Keyshawn Smith, too, because he got in the backfield and pressured Bubarth to make that
Yeah.
arid throw.
There was a big hit on Bubarth, too, that Keyshawn laid on him. Maybe that had an effect on how we threw that. That was a,
that was a monster hit.
yeah.
So your Mustangs will regain possession on the Connellsville Falcons 18-yard line, looking to threaten again.
I see a different wide receiver, Nick Gibson, in for the
And
Plum
he's throwing
Mustang.
it.
He's throwing it to RJ. Is he? Oh, just batted away at the last second. He does, like we said, but in his first start, he does like RJ Hart. Seems like that seems like his go-to guy.
I mean, we've seen speed.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
And I'm sure they played together in junior high too.
Yeah.
Not just here.
And also, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So the Mustangs back in the pistol again with a 2nd and 10.
So Nick Coxon gonna go around. He's gonna get the edge, and he's for a Mustang touchdown.
What a beautiful play right there, diving for the pylon to give the Mustangs a 41-0 lead with 2:28 left in this first half.
Yeah, that's Nick Coxon's 2nd touchdown of the night.
2nd or 3rd.
Yeah.
2nd or 3rd. I can't keep track of how many.
We
Mustangs
had
just-
so many touchdowns
Yeah,
that
it's kind of hard to keep track of who scored. And
we should have kept a tally.
yeah. So Jackson Gilday on the kick with his neon shoes.
I mean, they're very stylish.
Yeah. Hunter Fields holding for him.
I mean, what you always worry about with these kind of games when you're leading by a lot, you get I can just kind of relax and just kind of lay back and let everything happen.
Looks like there was a false start penalty on the Mustangs.
Flag on the play.
That's been happening to the Mustangs a lot recently. A lot of false starts. I think it's just they're just really eager and they're really aggressive, which is good in certain ways.
Yeah.
So Jackson will line up to kick the extra point here again.
Do you think this is going to be even more difficult than the last onside kick attempt?
And
Looks like
again,
another
there's
flag. Looks like there's going to be another penalty against the Mustangs.
False start
False
again on
start.
the Mustangs.
Procedure Mustang.
So that will move them back 5 more yards, as instead of kicking from the 2, they're kicking from the 12.
But at least Jackson Gilday is getting really good practice and kicking really far.
Yeah, he made all 2 so far. Let's see if he can go 3 for 3 with
Because wasn't
just
Jake,
this one kick.
because wasn't Jake Chappell's longest field goal with 50 yards or something
Yeah.
something to that effect?
Yeah, and Jackson Gilday said that he wants to be just like him or Pat McAfee. Both really good kickers coming out of the Mustang team, and that kick is good. Did not look like those penalties affected Jackson Gilday.
No, not at all. And that was a 30-yard extra point
Yeah.
instead of just a 20-yard extra point, but it did not seem to phase Jackson Gilday
I
as
think,
he adds another point to the Mustangs total.
I think he's gotten more confident with his kicks for the beginning of the season, because we saw a lot that he didn't get the easy kicks, so sort of speak.
Yeah, we kind of saw him struggle in the beginning of the season, it seemed like. Now it seems like he's got it down. So now it's 42-0. Your Plum Mustangs lead the Connellsville Falcons.
But earlier in the season, they also put pressure on him when he
Yeah.
would try to kick those field goals. Today, the Mustangs have done a very good job blocking for him
Yep.
and making sure he puts those extra points through for what equals almost a touchdown at this point, because he's putting 6 of them up on the board. So
Yeah. And Jackson Gilday has done a great job of kicking kicking away from
Karpiak.
Karpiak. It seems like that last kick.
And Metzger.
And it definitely hurt their field position last time he did that, so they'll probably look here to do it again.
I think the Mustangs are being more smart about positioning the kickoff kicks, so to speak, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So Jackson will line up to boot this ball down the field as it's a line drive.
Right to Karpiak. Karpiak's going to find a hole. He's going to get to about the 35-yard line.
Karpiak really just put his head down there and just drove right into the pile.
Yeah, as the Plum Mustang defense comes back on the field. Let's see if they can get another 3 and out.
Looked like a bulldozer when he was going through that.
Yeah. Let's see if the Mustangs can keep this shutout going. I mean, they haven't had a shutout all season. It'd be a great energy booster for them to get a shutout, and for them for losing their defensive line coach in to get a shutout here.
And I think the way they just keep him in their hearts and in their minds is awesome.
Connor on the carry. brought down by Gibson.
But the funniest thing about their past coach was, I remember him last year reffing Powder Puff, and he was just hilarious because the juniors, Padre was just losing by a lot.
Yeah.
It was a depressing score, but he would just like throw flags and just like point out certain things, and you kind of look at him like, okay.
Yeah.
Kavanaugh on the carry.
That was a fullback dive right there to Zachary Kavanaugh, which will give
He was-
Connellsville a first down.
He was tackled by number 18, Nick Gibson. And now we see Aaron Scheffler coming back on the field. Oh,
Maybe not.
never mind. It's just good to see him that he's good to play.
He was so ready. This
Yeah.
year, like,
And it seems like that's only Connellsville's second or third first down of this game, as the Mustangs defense has been very dominant throughout this first half.
Yeah, with 1:25 left to play. Number
That'll be a handoff to Gavin Connor, and stood up and lost, looks to be 2 yards on that play.
and they're still sticking with their game plan, just running, and
touched it. He was tackled by number 73, Keyshawn Smith.
Yeah, it really doesn't look like Connellsville really wants to open up the game here. They want to just stick with the run.
Yeah.
do you think they think this is just kind of practice for everybody? And the way they play, it's just,
I guess, but even
Yeah.
still, it would be nice to, work on their pass a little bit, as that's a handoff to Gavin Connor again for
Looks like there's,
probably 6 or 7 yards.
I think I saw a flag. Yep, there's a
There's
flag
a
on the
flag.
field. Might be against Connellsville here.
we'll see in about not even 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yep.
Holding.
Holding on Connellsville.
So that will send them back all the way down. They still haven't placed the ball yet, so we don't know where Connellsville will
I
be
think
spotted.
it's the 40-yard line, if I'm not mistaken.
And there's about 45 seconds left in this second quarter.
And
You
the
gotta be
ref-
thinking, if you're Connellsville, like, we gotta score somehow.
Yeah.
The refs went over and had a meeting there for some reason, as
Oh,
the ref will finally place the spot at about the Connellsville 36-yard line, which will give them, instead of a 2nd and 12, almost a 2nd and, I believe, 23.
yeah. So the clock is ticking down past 40 seconds now. Connellsville, I think, is just going to get off one play here.
I think this game is much more faster paced.
Yeah.
It's not just dragging, like,
Oh, the ball is going to be hit out of the hands of the running back.
and actually one of the Plum coaches caught it in the, on the sidelines, and
Yeah.
that was very heads up on his part.
Yeah.
That would have came right for his face.
Injury timeout.
And it looks like the Mustangs have taken a timeout, or something's going
Looks like the
on.
Connellsville player is on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
As a coaching staff and the athletic trainer for both teams are around the player.
This season's pregame meal providers.
I mean, he
Summer Pizza,
he got
Pittsburgh
tackled
Carnival,
with the brute
the Public
force.
333, Belson's Wedding and
But-
Event Center, Rick's Sports Bar and Grill, John Anthony,
Can't really see up here what's going on.
Cisco Food Service, and Fatula's Hummer House.
All we can say up here in the booth is that we hope he's okay, as he is still down.
Yeah.
As we can say, the Mustangs are playing very physical on both sides of the ball.
And it looks to be number 26 on the Connellsville side.
Gavin Connor.
Yeah, Gavin Connor. Looks like
He's stretching out that leg.
Yeah. he's gonna.
Try and walk, but
Looks like he's walking off the field now on his own power. Now it's 18 seconds left. 42-0. Your Plum Mustangs lead the Connellsville Falcons.
As the final seconds of this second quarter tick down, the marching band is starting to get ready for their halftime show. Both marching bands on each side, actually. On a happier note.
a very good half for the Plum Mustangs here, as Will just said, they lead 42-0 going into the half. We'll probably see Connellsville only run 1 or 2 more plays here before the halftime.
Yeah.
Back in the I formation again.
Gonna be a handoff to number 34 for Connellsville. Number 34 is
Zachary Kavanaugh.
and that's going to be the end of the first half. It seems like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The end of the first half. Your Plum Mustang lead the Connellsville Falcons 42-0.
Which is still a good feeling.
Yeah.
Return it to the concession stand.
I got sound, but it was cracking up real fast.
No, we were good.
You were good. I mean, you could tell when you have trouble.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I could watch it in the back room, but the sound was always the video was good. I wanted it, I wanted it strictly to have it for that.
Zane Dudek, yes.
You know what I wanted? I said, we must have put grease on that guy.
He's really
You know what? When I looked at the tape, he was really good for the whole. He was clear cut through there and then didn't come left cut right.
Oh, he was.
He hit so fast. Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask if he's had any trouble.
No, we were good.
I just couldn't get the sound at all. I had it up to 100 on my HD.
No, we were good. We were good.
I'm in.
Drum major, is your band ready? Falcon band, take the field and halftime performance.
No. Yeah, right?
in October, in celebration of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the marching band is wearing pink gloves and would like to dedicate their performance to all the women battling and who have battled breast cancer. Please step inside our rock and roll time machine and sing along as we perform some of rock and roll's biggest hits. The band's first song kicks off in 1980s with the classic hit from their debut album, Here's Your Old Magic, What I Like About You. Dance and sing along as the band performs. Mr. Tap. will be performing in the Pittsburgh Marching Band competition next Saturday, October 22nd at 6 p.m. at Gateway High School. We hope to see you there. And we thank you for your kind attention.
They were definitely crossed. I remember going like that. We were going like this. Yeah, why don't you guys get on the mic for like the rest of the half? Oh, we both both the things.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Plum football boosters would like to thank a couple of extra people for the pregame meals. Tonight's pregame meal was sponsored by Paul Mary's. We'd also like to send out a special thank you to Danny Moriarty for his sponsorship of the pregame meal. And also a special thank you to Leeds for the t-shirts for Coach Lorenzo. Thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, the 50-50 raffle winner will
We'd like to welcome you
receive
back from our
600
halftime show. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, the second half is about to start.
So, the winning
2:33
ticket
until we
number
start the
is
second half.
087
42-0 your Mustangs.
460. Again,
And I think I heard from one of the coaches up here in the press box that they're not letting their foot off the gas. They're going to make up for a whole season of points.
Please pick up your winning
As
at the press box. Thank
the
you.
teams get stretching. Dee, do you think the Plum Mustang really showed a lot of talent and will show more coming further in the season for their last 3 games?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a total 180 of the beginning of the season to now, but I have high hopes for the rest of the season, especially because it's senior night next week, and then we're away the week after. That's the end of the season. It's the end of the regular season. I mean, what are your opinions, Will?
Yeah, like you said, this has really been a well show by the whole Mustang team. Anthony Little really doing everything, it seems like, in quarterback. Really throwing the ball really good to R.J. Hart. I mean, yeah, what else is there to say? It's now time for the Plum Mustang tradition here during the halftime show. The famous birthdays. Today we have Usher is turning 38. Jared Goff is turning 22. Stephen Smith is turning 49. And Jay Ferroa is turning 29. Wow, Usher. Happy birthday to Usher.
As both teams are getting ready to start the second, basically the second half of the game.
We donated $100 back to the Lorenzo family.
The Mustangs doing a very good job in the first half as they lead, as we said before, 42-0, but it cannot be said enough.
How do you think the Mustangs are doing so far since they are leading 42-0?
I love how you said it again. And they've been really phenomenal on both sides of the ball. The running and passing has been so efficient this entire game, as they've had breakout plays with both of them. And also their defense has really been coming to play, as they didn't even let up a point in the first half. So this game could honestly not be going any better than it is right now for the Mustangs. As the Mustangs, I believe, will receive the second half kickoff.
And I think they're a lot more comfortable with each other. I think there was some like resistance-ish, or like, not really resistance, but sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but continuing, it just seems like they're more confident in each other and in themselves.
Yeah, I completely agree. As number 9 will be kicking it off for the Connellsville Falcons, who is Jacob Rice, a senior. They have two guys back returning the kick. The one's Kevin Brown, and I cannot see the other, but they just try to squib it away from Kevin Brown, and it rolls out of bounds.
I mean, I think that's a good decision on Connellsville's part, just to keep it away from Kevin Brown, because he's been a major part in the scoring for Plum. Don't you think, Dylan?
Yeah, it is somewhat of a good decision, but it's also a bad decision, because when you kick it out of bounds from a kickoff, that is a penalty. And I believe the Mustangs will get the ball back on the 35 instead of where the ball actually went out. So you're pretty much just giving them an extra 10 yards after that kick and the penalty.
But I guess if you look at it for the Connellsville Falcons, it's better than them returning it for a touchdown. So, right?
That's a good point, because Nick Coxon and Kevin Brown have returned two of the returning touchdowns, as I remember correctly. Semi?
Knocked out of bounds by Dubois.
Nice little pass to R.J. Hart there from Anthony Little, which will set up a second and short.
I think the way the Mustangs are just playing the field and finding the holes in where Connellsville is basically just imploding, basically.
So Anthony Little in the pistol, as he will hand it off to Nick Cox, and he'll find a hole all the way down to about the Connellsville Falcons 48-yard line.
He does a nice little somersault to end the play, which was impressive-ish.
But it seems like there's a penalty on the play, which will send the Plum Mustangs back 5 yards. So instead of a 1st and 10, the Mustangs will have a 2nd and 7 and will be back in their territory. Which field position hasn't seemed to play a factor at all, as the Mustangs have just been moving the ball up and down the field the entire game. As there is another flag thrown on the play.
Most likely false start from the Mustangs.
Illegal motion, Mustang.
Illegal motion. So that will send the Mustangs back another 5 yards. As instead of a 1st and 10, which should have been with Nick Coxon's run, it is now 2nd and 12. As they get pushed back all the way down back to their 33-yard line. Anthony Little again lined up in the pistol. He's looking to throw. Here's RJ Hart down the field. He jumps for it and tipped up and almost caught on the way down. That pass was incomplete.
Oh, but a Connellsville player is down.
Yeah, he's down, and he looks to be staying down as I think it is number 10, Dylan Bubar, their quarterback. So that's a big blow for the Connellsville Falcons right now, and we
can't exactly tell up here, but it's a good guess.
With 9:42 left to play in the 3rd quarter. I'm sure the Connellsville coaches just really want to look past this game, move on to the next one, but without their starting quarterback, they really can't do that. He seems to be okay as he stands up on his own power.
Yeah. A lot happened in that play. At least he's up and okay, at least. That's all you can hope for.
So you see the Mustangs in a 3rd and 12 situation on their own 33-yard line. As you will see, continuous clock moving here as the mercy rule is in effect. Anthony Little in the shotgun. Rolls out to his right, looks down the field, tries to make a throw and a run to RJ Hart, but it was just too far over his head. As that will set up a 4th down for the Mustangs, and they will probably look to punt here.
Don't get me wrong, but is this Mustangs' first 4th down they've had to punt?
1st or 2nd? I'm pretty sure it's the 2nd one, but
I must have missed the 1st one because I was gone most of the 1st half.
But even still, only punting twice in about 2 in the 4th quarters is not that bad. So Jackson with a nice punt all the way down to the 41 as he'll muff the ball and fall back down on it. That's number 21, Noah Karpiak. Still aren't saying his name right, but
We'll get there eventually.
so from where he caught that ball, he actually gained 2 yards from fumbling it. I'm sure they would have rather had him catch it, but
You get what you get.
so the Connellsville Falcons will set up on a 1st and 10 on their own 43-yard line with 8:30 left in this 3rd quarter to go. Handoff to the running back, number 34, Zachary Kavanaugh. Nice little pickup there. Has probably got 15, 20 yards there. Connellsville will come back to the line in the I formation again, as you've seen that most of the game today. Handoff to Zachary Kavanaugh again, and he has another first down. Got a nice little 12 or 13-yard carry there again. So it'll be a first down and 10 for the Falcons on the Mustangs' 27-yard line. I believe this is only the second time they've been in Mustang territory this entire game.
That could be, actually.
Nice handoff to the fullback. We'll gain a couple yards. It's a good stop there by, looks like number 15, David Kavortek.
Handoff was to number 28.
Lucas White. I'm telling you, these non-numeric ordered roster here is really screwing us up.
Yeah.
Again, in the I formation. Handoff to the running back, Zachary Kavanaugh, and he will fight all the way up to about the Mustangs' 20-yard line, but it looks like there's a flag on the play. There's 2 flags on the play. So we'll see who these flags are against. As the referees will have their meeting over there, who will decide who is taking which penalty. Looks like both penalties are on the defense, so that will move the Mustangs back even more towards their goal line.
Coach Morgan is not happy about that call. Over on the sidelines,
So that will give the Connellsville Falcons another first down, as they are threatening to score for the first time in this game. All the way down to about the 5-yard line. We are just rejoined on the mic by Will Marzino. How's it going, Will?
It's pretty good.
And a handoff to Zachary Kavanaugh looks like to go nowhere or just a yard. Is that tackle is made by Hunter Fields, number 7. So that was a gain of about 2 yards there. So you'll see, I guess, second and goal from the 3-yard line here.
So, arguably the best run for Connellsville. Well, not arguably, the best run for Connellsville, it seems like so far.
On that last play right there?
No, this whole series.
And
Run to the outside.
number 1 looks like he got the outside, and it looks to be a touchdown for Dylan Harshman. So that will be their first touchdown of the game, as they will look to put up the extra point and make this game a little bit closer.
that's our first touchdown in the past 2 games.
Yep. And the mercy rule will not be in effect. Well, will still be in effect. It's only if they score 1 more point or 1 more touchdown, right, Diego?
I'm not 100% sure about that on that. But all I know is that mercy rule is in effect by at 35 points ahead.
And I think Dylan is right, as the score is now 42-7. Your Mustangs are leading.
With 5:38 remaining in the third quarter.
So the Mustangs will be the first team on the field as they line up for the kickoff.
Nick Coxon and Kevin Brown in the back, too.
And the punter, or excuse me, the place kicker will look to be
Number 8? Is that?
I think I saw 9.
8 or 9. Yeah, that's 9. Yep, that's 9.
Number 9, Jacob Rice again. I mean, obviously, he's probably the kicker they have, but they might look to kick it out of bounds here again, as they just do not want the Plum returners to return this ball, but instead it is a deeper kick to Kevin Brown, and he will catch it and run back towards midfield.
And he's got a hold, folks.
He found some room. He's got the kicker to beat, and he just runs right around him, and he's off to the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he's in for another Mustang touchdown. So just like that,
That was.
the Mustangs give up a touchdown and come right back and score another one.
He goes untouched too. I don't think he was touched there.
I don't think he was either. Just terrific blocking by the Mustang special teams, as they have just been playing absolutely phenomenal today, as that is their second or third punt return or kick return for a touchdown.
It really just shows his speed. Like once he got into that open field, there was no one catching him.
I think that's their third punt return for a touchdown.
You mean kick return?
Punt or kick. 'Cause
Yeah,
second,
return.
second kick return, and there's only one punt return for a touchdown.
Jacksonville Day on for the extra point.
That actually, to me, that actually shows Kevin's speed and his vision
And the kick is
to,
good.
to find the holes to run through, which that was a gigantic hole for him to run to.
I was just about to say, not only his speed, but just a gigantic hole for him to just run right through. As Will said, he went untouched.
So now it's 49-7. Your Plum Mustangs still lead the Connellsville Falcons. 5:24 left to play.
I think this is the biggest lead we've had all year.
You are right on that one, Pete. Probably the most points we've scored this year, too.
Good point also.
If I were the Plum Mustang special teams here, I would try to keep the ball away from Karpiak, as he's been their only, I guess, bright spot on this special teams for the Connellsville Falcons today. But the crazy thing is that he is a running back, and you haven't really seen him in the backfield, as they have had Zachary Kavanaugh in the game for most of the time. So the Mustangs kickoff team will go out there to, as Jacksonville Day will set the ball up and give his team the play.
Do you think Jackson will kick away from here, away from him again? Or do you think he'll just kick it, just to get him as deep as they can?
I'm not too sure. It looks like Karpiak and
Number 24.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
Or is it 24?
24. Yeah, 24. And these this sheet is not in order, like we said before. He's gonna kick to number 24. I still can't find his number.
I believe it is 34. No, it is 24. We just can't find his name on here, so 24 will stay unknown until.
The mystery man.
This might as well what we should call him, is the mystery man, as he will return that ball.
I see note 24.
Yeah.
I think it is 34, but
I don't know. Maybe it is.
Oh, it
34.
might have been 84. Howard Metzger. That could have been it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Either way, it ends in a
besides
4.
still remains a mystery.
Connellsville Falcons will set up on a 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. Back in the I formation again. Zachary Kavanaugh with a hard run and brought down by multiple Mustang players, as it looks to get maybe a half a yard, maybe a yard. So number 1 looks to be staying in the quarterback spot, as we did see number 10 go down earlier in the 3rd quarter. So maybe they're just being precautious, or maybe it's because he is actually injured. As Connellsville just leaning on that run throughout the entire game, as he got about 2 or 3 yards on that carry to bring up a 3rd and 6, a mild 3rd down for the Connellsville Falcons, as they have faced multiple 3rd downs that have been longer than 12 or 13 yards in this game. So 3rd and 6 is definitely doable.
why Connellsville is not throwing the ball at all. But actually, I stand
That's a
corrected. They just
throw right there and goes right through the hands of number 28,
Hartman's pass to White.
Lucas White. So maybe that's the reason they haven't really passed the ball there.
Yeah.
Is he was wide open and having to go right through his hands.
Yeah, BJ, I see a lot of sophomores and juniors on this sheet, so definitely a younger team just like the Plum Mustangs.
Definitely is. Kevin Brown is back to return this punt. And as we've seen multiple times in the first half, they will probably look to kick it away from him. And that is what I said, rolling out of bounds down, and it stays in.
It's going to be...
Rolls to the 43-yard line of the Mustangs, so they'll start off on a 1st and 10.
At the 43-yard line of the Mustangs. First down.
.242 here left to play in the third quarter as your Mustangs lead 49-7.
Did any of you guys happen to notice that Kevin Brown and Nick Coxon were not on defense at all for Connellsville's possession?
No, I didn't.
I didn't catch that.
Maybe they're just going to want him to play some offense.
Definitely some good insight over there from Diego.
Way to keep your eye out. Team player over here.
Anthony Little lined up in the backfield with Coxon behind him. Looks to be a counterplay to the left side, and he just gets stuffed by number 70.
You really can't find him on here.
I would love to give him
Yeah.
credit.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the number 70?
Yeah, you can't really find anyone on here.
Regardless, that is a 3-yard loss, and the Mustangs will now be pushed back to their 40-yard line.
Yeah, there's no 70 on this sheet right now.
That's a handoff to Corey Thomas as he finds a hole up the middle, looks to cut back to the outside.
He does.
He's still running,
Gonna
breaking through tackles, running with a couple guys on his back, and all the way down to the Connellsville Falcons' almost 25-yard line.
a great run by Corey there.
Wait, I think there's a flag.
Yeah, I think this one might be coming back on a holding. Yep.
Holding Mustang.
So there isn't as many penalties as there was in prior games, but they still are getting some. They're definitely losing some yardage because of the penalties that they're giving.
They really have been costed many yards with holding penalties and just unsportsmanlike conduct and penalties.
Yeah, that aren't needed. So now the Plum Mustangs will take over on their own 30-yard line. 2nd and 23. So you think he'll air it out here?
I think they're going to keep going. I think it's good practice for everybody on the team as it's a pitch to Nick Cox, and he has room on the outside, tries to put it back in and gets all the way back down to about the original line of scrimmage from the 1st and 10.
Yeah, as you said, BJ, getting back to where they started from. So now it's 3rd and
Probably
10.
3rd and 10, yeah.
As the clock runs out, it's about 30 seconds and counting.
Yeah.
So it looks like they will get one last playoff before the half. Or I'm sorry, before the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Where have you been that whole corner?
They're marking it a 3rd and 9 from the Mustangs' 44-yard line.
Anthony Little is going to fake the handoff to Nick Cox.
6 seconds of play in this half, and he just gets wrapped up and taken down all the way back at the Mustangs' 30-yard line.
Number 88. Still can't find him. Oh, there he is. Number 88, Alex Bennington.
He was up at the top of the list
Yeah.
that time. See, I think they have it in alphabetical order instead of numeric order.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Really shouldn't do that for us.
It'd be nice if it was in numerical order.
Yeah.
They marked Anthony Little down on the 35-yard line. So
So-
definitely a punting situation here as the Mustangs have the lead 49-7.
Yeah. And
The third quarter has just came to an end,
Yeah.
so there is just one quarter left here to be played.
What a game so far.
Really is a tremendous game because, like you guys said, like we've all been saying, they've really been effective on both sides of the ball, and Connellsville really, except for that one drive, did not have anything really to take from this game. So maybe they'll try to look at the positives there and maybe see if they got one touchdown, but maybe they can get another here in this fourth quarter.
This is exactly how it went for the Plum Mustangs, like the Connellsville's Plum Mustangs last week. At least they get one touchdown out of this whole ordeal.
I think you mean
yeah, it's
Gateway
like
Plum.
Gateway
Yeah.
Plum. I mean, but you know, the Plum Mustangs have been doing a phenomenal job tonight. It's really amazing just to see them come out
Carpia
here.
back to receive the punt from Jackson Godet. He takes his time, kicks a sky punt all the way up.
It's gonna bounce around the 50-yard line.
Takes a Connellsville bounce back a little bit as look to be 56, Patrick Goodland downs that ball.
At the 49-yard line.
So Connellsville starting in good field position because of their defense for probably the first time in this
Yeah.
game.
I think that's the first time the Plum Mustangs haven't ended up on the Connellsville side on their drive.
As number 1 will be set, Dylan Harshman will be in the I formation again as two guys in the backfield, and they just lean on that run. I think that was the number 34, Kavanaugh.
As I looked over to the Plum Mustang side, and it looked like number 12, Hunter Linhart was getting ready. He's a quarterback for the Plum Mustangs. Think they're gonna keep Little in. Seems like they're gonna give Little a little rest, it seems like.
I guess it just depends on what the Mustangs coaches decide here.
Or what the Mustangs defense does.
So again, handoff to Kavanaugh as they are just trying to pound it down the Mustangs' throat, and they've just not had it this entire game. As that was probably about a 3 or 4 yard run there, so it'll set up a 3rd and 3 for the Connellsville Falcons. As we said before, there's a quick moving game here as the mercy rule is in effect, so the clock does not stop except for injuries and penalties. Back in the I formation again, handoff to the fullback this time, as he will run and get the first down all the way down to about the 38-yard line. Looks like number 28, Lucas White, ran that ball.
First down, Connellsville.
So the Connellsville Falcons, like I said before, back in the I formation. Seems to be their go-to formation this entire game, as they will finally play action, and number 1 will get all the way to the outside and move all the way down to about the 22-yard line.
Will be tackled by number 7, Hunter Fields. Knocked out of bounds.
Finally, the Connellsville Falcons showing some life on offense, as really have not came up with many trick plays like that. They've just been trying to run the ball up the middle this entire time.
And with the Mustangs' defense, they have gone nowhere. I've noticed, but
Yeah, the
going to
Mustangs
that
defense.
outside,
The Mustangs defense has really contained them to the inside, which has forced them to try to go out, and it really hasn't worked this entire game as they run for, looks to be 2 or 3 yards there on first down.
Looking on the Mustang sideline again, looks like Nick Hubner and Hunter Linhart are throwing the football. Might see one of them come into the game.
Number 1. Looks to get a toss to number 42.
48. 48, Taylor Berchianti? Berchianti, I guess.
Looks right to me. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure he will forgive us for butchering his last name if that's what we just did.
Yeah.
So they get held to about a gain of about a yard there, as it'll now be 3rd and 6 on the on the Plum Mustangs 18-yard line in this 4th quarter with 7:50 left. Another handoff to the tailback as he just tries to get through and looks to be short of the first down by about 2 yards. So Connellsville has a decision to make here if they want to go for it or try to get 3 more points on the board and kick a field goal.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
Seems like the smart move here as a field goal does not help them.
Yeah.
As the score is 49-7 Mustangs.
Yeah, like you said, BJ, another carry by number 48, Taylor Berchianti. Sorry for butchering your game.
Butchering his last name.
Butchering your last name again.
And it looks like they got the Mustangs to jump offside, so that will give Connellsville a free first down. So instead of having to work for those 4th and 3 yards, they will now get an easy first down and be down to the Mustangs' 10-yard line.
Yeah.
So with about 7 minutes left in this 4th quarter, the Connellsville Falcons will now have the ball on the Plum Mustangs' 10-yard line. As there will be no first down, so they just got to get to the end zone to score a touchdown. And a fumbled snap, and it looked like his knee was down from the beginning. He was just trying to pick that ball back up so that the Mustangs didn't fall on it. Seems like a little miscommunication between number 53, Shane Mancuso, and the quarterback, number 1, Dylan Harshman.
Second and goal for Connellsville at the 11.
A nice solid power run up the middle again for Connellsville as they gain about 7 or probably about 3 or 4 yards, not 7 there. As it'll be a 3rd down from the Plum Mustangs about 3-yard line. As Diego said earlier, they're definitely just putting guys out there and seeing what they can do because there is no Nick Coxon or Kevin Brown on defense right now.
Yeah, it looks like a whole new defense pretty much to me, BJ.
I think you're right.
Basically, they just want to see what everybody else can do. As it is a 3rd and 4, Connellsville trying to hurry to the line with 3 seconds left, and they just get absolutely stuffed.
Yeah, it looked like a brick wall coming right at them.
It looked like 2 guys. One was, I believe, 53.
And 33, Dakota Sunday.
Do you guys think they're going to go for it?
Yes, I do.
They're just going to kick the field goal.
I think they're going to go for it because it doesn't really make any sense for them to get 3 more points when they can try to get 7.
Yeah, there's 5:10 left, so might as well just go for it. Is what the coach is probably thinking.
And then you have you have nothing to lose.
And they go back to the run
and
as he broke a couple tackles,
there's
but now there's a flag in the behind the play, so we'll see what the flag is here.
Probably holding or face mask. Yep.
Yeah, face mask penalty right there.
So that's going to be a first down for Connellsville. Another set of downs in the red zone.
Connellsville just looking to put a couple more points on the board so that they can build off it next week.
Yeah, Connellsville is just knocking on the door and they can't get in.
So a Connellsville first down from the 5-yard line as it'll be 1st and goal with about 4:50 left. I'm sorry, on the 1-yard line. And they just try to push it in with a QB sneak, and the pile's still moving, and the referee will say he is in. So Connellsville puts a 2nd touchdown up on the board as they really powered through on that drive and got a bunch of rushing yards, really, though, all because of Mustangs penalties and costly ones at that, as they score 7 more points here. 6. Try to put the 7th up. On the board.
Really? Yeah, they really chewed up that clock, it seems like, BJ.
I think it's a little bit too little too late here, and that guy almost numbered, I believe that's number 20.
Yeah.
Cameron Anderson almost came around the edge there and blocked that kick. Got a very good jump on that.
Yeah.
So your Mustangs lead the Connellsville Falcons 49-14 with 4:33 left in this fourth quarter.
Now, Beach, do you think they're going to send the starters like Kevin Brown and R.J. Hart and Corey Thomas back out there?
No, I think they're going to see what a couple other guys can do and just try to get out of this game with a win. And I don't think they've had any costly injuries this game, so I think they're going to try to keep it the way it is right now.
I mean, all it seemed like to me was a couple like pulls, like Aaron Scheffler went off the field a couple times, but other than that, nothing major.
As the Mustangs break out of the huddle, as number 9, Jacob Rice, again, who's not had much action in this game today, is, like we said, Connellsville has only had 14 points, so kicking off the ball only about 3 times, and it looks like they'll go for an onside kick here. So Connellsville wants to score again before the end of this game.
Yeah, Nick Coxon's in there, hoping to get that ball and just, I guess, go on the ground so no one can get it.
They sent Marcus Thomas back to return it this time, but it doesn't look like he will get a chance, as they're just going to try to onside kick it with a high bounce, but 85 seems to catch that ball, James Coiner. So the Plum Mustangs will get the ball in their 44-yard line and probably just look to try to run this clock out and get out of here with a win, as Nick Coxon and Corey Thomas. And it seems like all the starters are still in the game right now.
Seems like Kevin Brown is going to be the quarterback. So it seems like to me he's in the front of the huddle. Yep. Kevin Brown is your new quarterback.
I think that might be a first this season, though.
Yeah.
Kevin Brown is having a snap behind center yet. RJ put in motion, handed the ball on the end around. He tries to get the outside, stiff arms one player, and runs out of bounds for about a gain of 3 or 4 yards.
It's going to be at like the 48 or 49. Ew.
That's something we don't see very often. Is Kevin Brown was a quarterback right there.
And now it looks like number 12 for the Mustangs, Hunter Linhart, is coming in to take over at quarterback.
And there's just under 3:34 to play.
Yeah, now like you said, Beach, it looks like a new whole offense out there now. Hand off to number 21.
Coulter Robb, he's got some room down the sideline, and he's looking to make moves.
Back.
Cuts backwards, tries to go back inside.
Oh!
And he's still running. He's going down to about the 10. He's still going down all the way down to the Connellsville 5-yard line.
Dodging and weaving.
A beautiful, almost 45-yard carry from Coulter Robb right there.
You can see. You can just tell by the silence of the Plum Mustangs. That is crazy.
He made a couple cuts in there, went back to midfield, went back to the outside, and back in again. As it seemed to work there.
That was amazing.
That was thoroughly impressive.
Just looking at number 95 on the sideline, Carson Ewing, he's flipping out.
And there's a flag on the field. And
it looks to be a false start on the Mustangs, so they will move back to about the 10-yard line. Colt Robb trying to look to punch this ball into the end zone for the Mustangs to give them a 56-14 lead.
It's going to push them back to the 10-yard line.
I don't think we've seen that kind of bobbing and weaving this season. What do you think, guys?
No, definitely not. Maybe from the Armstrong running back, but
maybe from Dane Dudak, but that's about it. And it looks like
Connellsville.
It looks like they'll gain those 5 yards back. Connellsville jumped into the neutral zone there.
Looks like number 77 on Connellsville jumped that one.
I think 78.
78? I thought it was 77. Yeah,
Mason Upton or Cameron Warmack.
Either one. Either of them did it. Whichever one. They were caught red-handed.
If the Mustangs get another touchdown here, they will have quadrupled Connellsville's points this game. So that'll be a pretty good achievement here.
Mathematician BJ over here.
And hand off to Colt.
And he's gonna
He's still
fight.
moving.
Fight his way. Did he get in?
I think he got down to about the 1 yard line.
Wow.
They definitely want to get him his touchdown, as he does deserve it on this drive.
Wow, that was.
So on the 1 yard line, as Mustangs try to push this ball into the end zone for probably the last time of this game, as there is just a minute 20 left.
So Hunter Lenhart coming back in.
And the Mustangs will take a almost delay of game, but it looks like they took a timeout just in time. Obviously, Hunter Lenhart, the coach just took a little bit too long to give him the play there, and he did not have enough time to get to the line and get that snap off. Definitely a phenomenal game from the Mustangs here right now. Will, what do you think of this showing from the Mustangs here today?
I think it just shows how much that really meant to them, losing their coach. Just seeing how much they respected him today. Every single touchdown seemed like they went on their knee and pointed to the sky. Just knowing that he's watching over them really comforted this defense, and it really showed today with them only letting in 14 points. Mr. Brott is going to join us for the last minute.
I am super excited here. Wait, we'll say after the play here. But I am, as we're under a minute, guys. Hopefully Plum punches this one in here to get to 55.
Looks like.
Oh no! Class act by Coach Morgan, having the Mustangs take a knee.
I think they're just going to go for the field goal.
I don't know.
Looks like
I think that was.
Looks like they're bringing out number 88 Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But you know, I had some former students come up, but I'm really, yeah, Jackson Gilday's coming on. I'm real curious to listen to your broadcast, to evaluate it. You got, Will, you're shaking your head no. I'm real curious to see how you guys did since I was on the first quarter, and then Dylan took over a little bit. I want to hear you guys, but I'm sure you've been talking all along here. Obviously, for Coach Freeman, impressive performance tonight by the Mustangs as they win by 35 tonight over the Connellsville Falcons for their first win. Actually, field goal with 4 seconds left by Jackson Gilday to make it 52-14. Unless something goofy happens, that will be the final. But you know, everyone kind of pinpointed after the McKeesport game, Will, that, hey, the last 3 are very winnable for Plum. So obviously step 1 of the process is done. Plum will move to 1-6, BJ. Latrobe next week. Latrobe on paper is just like Plum. We're just like Plum, winless. So we'll see what happens. And, you know, it might lead to a showdown with Fox Chapel, has a couple wins under their belt this year. But not that we would say anything negative, but you can't say anything negative about the Mustangs tonight. They came out, they were pretty determined with the whole Coach Freeman situation. But I think the players, and you guys, I mean, you guys have class with these players. They wanted a victory. They wanted a victory in the worst way, and they got it tonight. So we'll see what Plum does next week. We know that they cannot make the playoffs. We know it's a jumbled up mess with Armstrong in first place, you know, knowing they could be Trafford or McKeesport or the best team in the section right now could be the Gateway Gators. So, you know, it's gonna be an interesting playoff, and we know that West Day and Upper St. Clair are rock solid over in the other section. So, you know, but Plum might have 3 games left also, guys. So, because they can play, they didn't play in week 0, so they can play an extra game. But that becomes hard to figure out who to play against because a lot of teams played in week 0. You can't play a double-A or triple-A team. You can play a quad team or a 6A team. So You roll out the playoff teams. You roll out the week 0 teams. You know, and I don't know if Matt Morgan wins his last 3, if he wants to travel to Erie or somewhere in the middle of the week to play a football game. So, you know, that's to be determined. But Plum has 2 games left. They play the Latrobe Wildcats next week here at senior night at Mustang Stadium. And then they will move on and play at Fox Chapel senior night. But overall, a very good victory for the Mustangs. You know, it wasn't centered around one person scoring like a Zane Dudek. Multiple touchdowns from multiple players. So, you know, overall, this is the first Friday night of the year, guys, and Saturday from McKeesport that we're walking away with the victory, and well-deserved.
Yep. BJ, your 3 stars of the night.
Well, honestly, all the Mustangs played very terrific today, so it's hard to just pick 3 of them, but
Come on, we're putting you on the spot here, BJ.
I know,
We're your
that's
3.
why
It's, you know.
you guys threw me out there first to figure out who the best 3 were. But not in any particular order, because like I said, I really didn't get
we
to
just
think
want
about
3
this.
stars.
I say Nick Coxon is one of them.
I would agree with that. That's a good decision.
I think you had Kevin Brown in there.
Sure, that's another good decision.
And my 3rd one would be Anthony Little.
Mr. Brott?
Yeah, you know what? I agree with BJ. You know, I can do the sneaky thing here and say the Mustang special teams deserves a star. You know, Kevin Brown, it's good kickoff returns, punt returns, you know, to kind of swing the tide. But if we're going individual players, I mean, Anthony Little, once again, coming on, he is a freshman.
Yeah.
So he is a freshman quarterback, and he has done well all year. So looking forward to more things to come by the entire Mustang team. So, Will, do you have anything to add before we close it up tonight?
Just my 3 stars. I think I would pick the offensive line for Anthony Little.
So we're going multiple players.
Yeah,
Will.
the offensive line.
Following in that trap.
Yeah, protecting Anthony Little.
Which they did well.
Yeah, and then definitely the special teams, like you said, but all around, I think Kevin Brown was definitely one of the bigger stars. I mean, having pretty much they had a ton of he had a ton of touchdowns today, which really helped the defense. Not worry about what to do.
Yeah, well, I completely agree with you. And we were just informed that the age that Coach Freeman happened to die at was 52. So we see why.
I see why they took a knee at the end of the game and they kicked a field goal, because that's how old Coach Freeman was. So that's a class act by the Plum Mustangs.
Yeah. It really shows tonight how much the Coach Freeman really touched them.
Yes, no doubt. So, but overall, you know, again, great game by the Mustangs.
Thank you, Mr. Brott. Thank you, thank you, BJ. Thank you, Diego, and thank you, D, for joining us tonight. This is one heck of a game, and good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Once again, the final score tonight: the Plum Mustangs 52 and the Connellsville Falcons 14. Good night, everybody.